All right, Rick, on this boat in particular, we're gonna have to divide up. I'll talk about the boat building aspect, you're gonna talk about the fishing aspect, because there are just so many things to talk about on this Dusky. She's 21.8. What's really unique about it is I'm standing on a Dusky drive. This is much like the Armstrong bracket that a lot of people know about, but Dusky builds their own. It's solid fiberglass. It not only enhances the performance of the boat, it adds a lot of flotation. It can carry the weight of the motor, it carry the weight of you and I, and this boat will actually float in shallower water because of the Dusky drive.
Well, they will. Clearly adds to the performance of the boat. You mentioned Dusky builds it themselves. They've been doing these drives for a long time.
Well, they have, and you know what, this particular boat, the model is an RL Bay Shark, and they've built the Bay Shark for a while. But what's different about this, it's kind of a hybrid boat. The R stands for rolled gunnel, like we had looked at in the Carolina skiff. The L stands for liner, which like the Sundance has. So what they've done, they've taken the two and put them together. So you do have a nice finished liner, but the liner glasses to the side of the boat instead of fit over it. Makes it very strong, but you still have the maximum width of a rolled gunnel boat.
Oh,
so
I like that.
Combine the two. Maximum amount of usable cockpit, nice, pretty finish.
Dave, I gotta tell you, one of the things I really like about this Dusky, and you can just tell Dusky's been in the fishing boat business for so long, I like this smaller casting platform. Maximum room in the cockpit is what I'm looking for on most days I fish, particularly if you're offshore. This can be a pretty unstable place to be. I want more room in the pit.
What I like about Dusky, after all these years, every boat is custom built. So the boat that you buy and the boat that I buy, we can design just what we want.
And you know what? You're gonna talk to Ralph and Mike and Pat Brown. They've been building Duskies themselves. Everything's done in-house. Heck, they've been on the back cover of Florida Sportsman magazine for 44 years.
Yeah, they've got this boat building figured out. All right, Rick, we talked earlier about hull design. The other two boats that we brought were flat bottom. One actually has a tunnel. This boat's a V-hull. Yes, it may ride better in a little bit of a chop. The V will cut the waves a little bit better than the flat bottom, but one of the compromises, this boat's gonna be a little more tender. As you move about the boat, you're gonna feel it more. So you're gonna give up a little bit in your static stability, but you're gonna make it up when you run across that choppy bay.
That's exactly right. And if you remember, Dave, on the other two boats we looked at, you and I were very comfortable. We could have put a third person up on the bow. Here again, once you make the bow pointy, you give up some room, you gain tremendous ability in a head seat.
You really do. So here again, it's picking the right boat. What are you gonna be doing with the boat? Fishing, family, diving, whatever. Buy the boat that fits your needs rather than by the style or by the manufacturer name.
There's a lot of things on this console I like though. It's not just one flat surface. They have laid this out really well. The steering wheel's in a very comfortable position for you to be standing up or sitting running the boat. Then they come and slant it. You can put all your electronics right there. This is a well thought out console with plenty of room underneath it for your feet.
Right, well, you know, another thing I really find unique about this boat, this leaner seat that we're sitting on, most any other boat, when you have a leaner like this, my feet don't touch. Look, you or I, neither one's gonna play in the NBA. And if we sit on a leaner seat like this, our feet swing. This one is low enough, this is comfortable.
You speak for yourself. My 3-foot set shot is money, but it is very comfortable. We can reach the deck with this. We can't reach the deck on a lot of boats if we're sitting on the rocket launcher.
No, but I love a rocket launcher. It's comfortable to sit, it's comfortable to stand. I love the height of this one. They did a good job.
Dave, I tell you, another way we can show that Dusky is built by fishermen, they understand this is the most comfortable place to sit when you're riding. They've got a high quality seat back here that's easy to access.
And you know what I like about it too? The legs fold up and it'll fold flat out of the way. The backrest is removable, so if you do want to fish, it's not in your way. On that long run back home, let's say we ran way across Florida Bay, we're coming back home, this is where I'm gonna sit while you drive us back to the marina.
Well, let me tell you something else a fisherman understands. All right, when you put the lines out in the morning, if you're gonna kite fish or troll or something, you fold that seat down when you've got that Dusky drive. Because remember, you've got to work your fish around that motor sometime during the fight. You don't want this seat in the way, so once it's down, it's out of the way, it's an easy step around to clear your line.
Right, and they've included two little storage boxes on either side, which is really good. If this was a 2-stroke engine, it'd be a great place to put your oil reserve tank. You can put your battery on this side, or it's just additional storage, which on a boat this size, you cannot have enough storage.
You can't have enough storage. One of the problems with a small boat is storage. They look like they've maximized just about every inch of storage on this boat.
Right, and I'll say it again about this Dusky drive in the back, it is great. It enhances the performance of the boat, it'll let it float shallower, and it'll really run better. You get the maximum amount of use of these ponies in the back.
With this 21.8 RL Bay Shark, they've built a boat that you and your buddies can take offshore or fish in relatively shallow water. Now you may not have quite as much room as you do in the square bow flat bottom boat, but you've got better performance once you head out the inlet.
All right, Rick, if you're looking for a sport utility boat that can do a little bit of everything, fishing, family, a lot of fun, but you want a little bit better ride, this Dusky Bay Shark may be the best boat.